can remember standing on a pitcher's mound, focused on my target. I can feel the threads of the ball on my fingertips. My windup is fast, and I hear the crack of the ball in the catcher's mitt. Before I even finish my follow-through, strike 3, batter's out. My teammates rush towards me. We've won again. That's just one of countless events defined by athletics, exercise, movement that have shaped my life, my identity, my career. I study, teach, research, exercise physiology. I am an exercise physiologist. I can determine your maximal aerobic functional capacity by measuring your oxygen consumption on a breath-by-breath basis while you perform a graded exercise test on a treadmill. I can analyze your body composition by submerging you in a tank of water and measuring your weight as you sit motionless underwater. I can ask you to stand on a force plate and lift a heavy weight while attached to an accelerometer to better understand your muscular strength and endurance. In a human performance laboratory, we have lots of fancy tests and equipment to measure your performance so that we can return to you an individualized exercise prescription. An exercise prescription that's based on your physiological function. An exercise prescription that if you follow regularly, it will improve your physiological function. The stuff that's inside here, it all works better. A new and improved you as a result of participating in regular exercise. I have seen the power of exercise in so many people and situations. I get to prescribe exercise and very specific quantities to give to athletes so they can train smarter and perform better at their sport. I love that. I love athletes and athletics. But exercise is not just for athletes. Exercise can help the cardiac patient who survived a heart attack to return to activities of daily life. Exercise can help the severely depressed to be less depressed or not depressed at all. Exercise can help rehabilitate from a strained muscle or an operation. Exercise can help the addict overcome addiction. Exercise can help the overweight to lose weight and keep weight off. Exercise can help the anxious to feel less anxious. Exercise can help the cancer patient prevent the recurrence of cancer. Exercise can help the frail and underfit to strengthen their bodies so they may do more strenuous activities. Exercise improves quality of life. It improves my quality of life. It improves your quality of life. I have seen firsthand the power of exercise in so many people and situations. But I was missing something. One day not long ago, one of my undergraduate students was completing an internship experience at an inclusive gym in Dublin, Ohio. And one day, he sends me a text. He says, "You need to meet the owner of this gym, Peggy Mills. She has developed a system to help those with disabilities to exercise easier. This system is based on her life's work as a special education teacher. But she found when she retired, the people that she once served as children were now largely being underserved as adults. She wanted to do something about that, so she did. First, she opened an inclusive gym, but she soon discovered that the reach was not enough. So next, she developed a visual system that could be utilized in any setting to help those with intellectual differences to access exercise easier and independently. But he texts, "There's no research. She wants you to study it." Unfortunately, intellectual disability is largely absent in health-related research. As a researcher, when I considered exercise and disability, I realized we often consider physical limitations, and previous research has demonstrated if you have a physical limitation, but there are tools available that make exercise accessible, that will increase exercise participation. If you have an amputation, you may need a prosthetic to walk, to run, to compete. If you lack grip strength, you may need a grip aid to hold a barbell. If you're blind, you may need increased verbal instruction to access exercise equipment. You might need a heavier ball, a lighter ball, a bigger playing field, a smaller playing field, a different surface. But we often fail to recognize the needs of those with an intellectual difference. If you have autism, Down syndrome, a learning disorder, you may also need a tool. You may need a tool to learn. You may need a tool to recall. You may need a tool to help you make a decision on your own. A tool to do a workout without a caregiver. There is a gym on nearly every corner, yet inaccessible to millions of Americans. There is a lack of tools that make exercise accessible to those with intellectual difference. The physical activity participation rate and the physical fitness levels of adults with intellectual disability are greatly lower than the general population, leading to increased rates of obesity, chronic disease, muscle tension, and reduced quality of life. It is these factors, these preventable factors, that are responsible for increased rates of morbidity and mortality in this population. Adults with intellectual disability are a target population by the National Physical Activity Plan and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in which to promote physical activity. But unfortunately, this population is largely absent in health-related research. Intellectual disability is the largest developmental disability, comprising over 7 million Americans. Yet their struggle remains nearly invisible. Peggy Mills' visual system utilizes specialized techniques learned as a special education teacher, combined with illustrated cards displayed on a whiteboard, categorized into target muscle groups. Participants select 1 to 2 cards from each category to make up a whole body workout. Cards are discarded after each exercise is complete. Could such a simple and cost-effective tool be the answer to making exercise more accessible to so many? With the help of a committed undergraduate student and a selfless community partner, we conducted a study to examine the impact of this visual system utilized a couple times a week over the period of 8 weeks in adults with intellectual difference. Results were outstanding. Improved physical fitness, statistical, meaningful, and clinically relevant improvements in cardiorespiratory endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, and flexibility, similar to what you would find in just about any population that underwent exercise training for a period of 8 weeks. Self-efficacy soared. That is our belief that we have the skill and the ability to carry out exercise. Our beliefs drive our behaviors. I got to see beliefs change firsthand. From lagging behind and lacking in engagement to leading the way into the gym, running through the door to get at the treadmill, excitement to pick out an exercise routine, improved eye contact, posture, and connection, and independence. Independence improved 62%. That is, prompts to do exercise appropriately and independently went down dramatically after 2 months of programming. What this looked like in practice? Some individuals that could carry out exercise completely on their own, while others still needed more time with assisted programming. The point is that with time, independence is possible. And although I am a fan of statistics, I would argue that the biggest changes were not captured in them. The largest transformations were in the smiles, the confidence, the hugs, the laughter, the pride. Exercise empowers, and it gets at more. It gets at more than just health benefits. It gets at the core of what it means to be human, connecting with others, belonging, being part of a community. I am an exercise physiologist who has once again witnessed the transformative power that exercise can have in someone's life. I am ashamed to admit that I've been missing this invisible struggle and lack of accessibility. I think a lot of us have. Intellectual disability is the most common developmental disability, and currently these friends, our neighbors and loved ones, lack access in gyms, recreational facilities, and in our community. Accessibility is a right. We need to advocate for change. If it's not me, if it's not you, who is it? Simple tools can lead to exercise access, empowerment, and a more equitable environment for everyone. I believe, I have seen, I know movement is medicine, but it's not just medicine. It is a fundamental human right. Let us pursue, collaborate, and ensure that everyone has access to the transformative power of exercise. Exercise is for everyone. Thank you.